Feeling nostalgic? Check this out. Why focus on that baby sleeping? Well, why do grandmothers suggest that you take a warm glass of milk so you can sleep better? What is it about warm mother's milk that causes their infants to settle down and hopefully feel relaxed enough to go to sleep? And as you can see, I'm not just talking about humans. That was a question that French researchers set off to answer back in the 1990s. They worked on a few leads. At one time, the theory was that it was an amino acid called tryptophan that caused the effect. But as it turned out, the amount of tryptophan in pure milk was far too low to have this result. As it turns out, these scientists discovered something else. They found a small protein, more accurately a peptide, that was doing the real work. And when the peptide was labeled with a marker and followed through the body, it ended up binding to specific sites in the brain called GABA receptors. So what does all this really mean? Well, this is exactly where classic anti-anxiety drugs like Valium, Ativan, and a whole host of others also bind to. So to be somewhat dramatic, these scientists discovered nature's Valium. So how can we best take advantage of such a substance? Well, there certainly is no shortage of people out there who feel stressed or under pressure. In fact, a huge percentage of visits to the doctor have been identified as having stress at their roots. Depending on whose research you're looking at, it can be upwards of 60%. Nervous tension, anxiety, high pressure, all these words that reflect times that we wish we can, so to speak, turn the heat down. And not only is this bad for our mental health, it's equally destructive to our physical health. Oh yes, and don't forget about sleep. Would you believe that upwards of 40% of Americans don't get a restful night's sleep? This too has a poor effect on our physical and mental health. That gets right back to Grandma's advice about the warm milk, doesn't it? Let me mention just one more interesting aspect of this substance and how it relates to weight control. Stress, whether it's physical or mental, causes us to secrete a hormone called cortisol. If these levels remain too high, it causes us to accumulate even more fat. This decapeptide derived from milk has undergone human studies which show that it can actually decrease cortisol levels. All quite amazing. It's incredible what you could find in nature if you know where to look. We need to learn how to better use these findings and certainly need to verify their use through good science. So until next time, take it easy. And if you normally can't, now you know how. To health.
PNT 200, Stress Management the Natural Way. For anyone wanting to manage the symptoms relating to stress, such as nervous stress and sleep problems, can benefit from PNT 200.